for me and for the Center for Biblical Unity, we are uniting around the historic Christian worldview. So we are uniting around scripture. We are uniting around our belief in Jesus. We are uniting around what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that we are family. This is what we are uniting around. When we unite around the truth of the scripture, there will be things that don't align with culture. There's also going to be things that don't align with other Christians, because some Christians uphold a progressive worldview or a progressive Christian framework.
Mm.
We aren't about that. We want to come together and unite specifically around the scriptures. And when we unite around the scriptures, we truly are united. And that doesn't mean that there isn't going to be like conversations to be had,
Right.
that there isn't a work to do to keep the unity. Paul makes it clear in Ephesians 4. These are the things that you do to keep the unity that you've been given. So in gathering around the scriptures, how do we get along? This is the question. Like, okay, so we all believe, this. Now what do we need to do to get along? One
Mm.
of the things that Paul says in Ephesians 4 is bearing with one another. This is basically a go again with one another. Don't
Mm.
give up. You're gonna have hard times, you're gonna have hard conversations. I'm not a fool. Like, I know that racism exists. I know that people are hard to get along with at times. I'm hard to get along with at times.
Mm.
So how do we go again? How does love compel us to go again and to stand for one another despite the issues that can come along on the periphery? How do we stand vigilant and aware that, oh, you know what, that's going to be an issue. We're going to need to address that before it truly becomes an issue. How are leaders preparing their flock to be able to go again? We want
Mm.
to do a lot of, topical sermons and, all of these things. We need to just can we just get into the word?
Mm.
And say, look, we need to get along. How do we get along? Let's start teaching the practicals of the faith, the orthopraxy. How do I walk this out with you one day after day after day after day? Because that is where our unity is upheld. I don't think that the 12, that they just, got along all the time. No, it took some teaching and some
Mm.
learning and leaning into to be able to do that. I'm not saying that we're going to have any kind of, you know, super magical formula, because the formula that we have in scripture is enough.